Good morning students, welcome in this class. This video is for class 7 subject social science, as we are studying about history chapter 7 tribes, nomads and settled communities. It is the third lecture of this chapter. Actually, in today's lecture the chapter will be summarized, means we will recapitulate all the topics about that which we have studied in our previous lectures. So let's start today's discussion. So in today's lecture, the topics which are to be recalled: first one, beyond big cities, tribal societies, who were tribal people, how nomads and mobile people lived, changing society, new castes and hierarchy system, the Gonds community, the Ahom communities, and in last we will have a discuss on homework solution of lecture 2. Yes friends, tribal societies. As we know that tribes are people who do not follow norms laid down by society. Those who have the people who live in forest and follow a different, or you can say separate life culture, lifestyles and culture. They have their own rules and regulations. Most of the tribes were dependent on agriculture. Others were herders or hunter-gatherers. If we talk about the tribal communities, so they were involved in different occupation. Like some were there, those who practiced shifting cultivation, in which they cleared a patch of forest land and grew crops, scattered seeds and grew crops there. And some were herder and hunter gatherers, they reared cattle. They involved in different activities or occupations. This is there. Tribes were even nomadic and moved from one place to another. So out of these tribal communities, some were pastoralists or some were nomads, those always keep on moving. And why did they move? Actually, they moved from one place to another in search of fodder, and water for their animals and themselves. This is there. Yes, and many tribes lived in forest, hills, deserts and other places which were difficult to reach. Most of the tribal communities are found on the remote areas, they lived in the forest, they lived in the hilly area or the desert areas. They preserved their culture and heritage through oral tradition, they passes their culture, their tradition from one generation to other generation. There were even clashes between tribes and powerful caste-based societies. What was there actually in the starting? When they lived in the forest, they that practice different type of culture, and the main you can see that features of their community, that equality was there. There was no caste system in the tribal community. But when they came in the contact of the common people, so the lifestyle of the common people, like their culture, their rituals, their caste system, these things influenced the lifestyle of tribal communities also. Students? Yes, contemporary historians and travelers from medieval India hardly gave any information about these tribal communities. Yes, now we will discuss about the, you can say, other some famous, you can say, chiefs of these tribal communities. Raja Man Singh, Akbar's famous general, attacked and defeated the Cheros in 1591. That was very famous and popular tribal communities. These tribal communities always they faced the, you can say, faced the attack, common rulers, that many times they attacked these tribal communities, and in which that they disturbed their lifestyle. They captured their forest land. Large amount of booty taken from them, but were not entirely subdued. Under Aurangzeb, Mughal forces captured many Cheros foresters, subjugated the tribes. Many other Mughal rulers also. First we have studied about Raja Man Singh, and another attack which was done on these tribal communities, Chero tribal communities, in the rule of Aurangzeb. Okay, and in which also that many areas or the precious things, okay, they were taken by these Mughal rulers from these tribal communities. The Mundas and Santals among the other important tribes that live in these regions and also in Odisha and Bengal. Means out of the tribal communities, these were two famous. These were Mundas and Santal. Okay, and they lived in the, you can see, area of Odisha and Bengal. Maharashtra highlands, Karnataka were home to Kolis, Birats and numerous others. Means many you can see different tribal communities are found in different areas of our country. And now we will discuss how nomads and mobile people lived. Nomadic pastoralists moved long distances with their animals, lived on milk and other pastoral products, exchanged wool, ghee, etc. with settled agriculturists from grain, cloth, utensils and other products, bought and sold these goods as they moved from one place to another, transporting them on their animals. Okay, so how they lived their life? As I told that they were involved in different activities, okay, different occupations. So means the tribal communities, those who were pastoralists, those who were nomads, they reared cattle and they moved from one place to another with their cattle, and they sold the products of these animals and earned the, you can say, their basic needs. Okay, fulfill their basic needs by selling the products of their animals. Okay, means bought and sold these goods, they moved from one place to another. This is there. And in which one another communities which were known as nomad, that was Banjaras, that was very famous, that tribal communities, and they also lived in a group. Always they moved in a group with their animals. Okay, and this group of animals or karwa, that was known as Tanda. Okay, Sultan Alauddin Khalji used the Banjaras to transport grain to the city markets. Means these nomad people, these Banjaras, many times, okay, in many cases, they helped the rulers also. So here one example is given about the Alauddin Khalji, that these Banjaras, they means helped these rulers how to transport the grains from city to market, means with their animals. Jahangir wrote his memories that the Banjaras carried grain on their bullocks and different areas and sold it in towns. Okay, means these Banjaras communities were helpful to the rulers also. Okay, now we will discuss about next topic, that is changing society, new caste and hierarchy system. As I told you that in the starting, the tribal communities had their own different cultures, rituals and sacrifices, and when they came in the contact of the common people, that the lifestyle of the common people or their caste system and many other, you can say, culture, that these things influence the life of the tribal communities. Okay, earlier that there were equality, no caste system in the tribal communities, but now we can see this inequality in the tribal communities also in the form of caste or clan. Economy and the needs of the society grew. People with new skills were required. Smaller caste jatis merged within the Varnas. Historians, as we have studied that there were only 4 Varnas: Brahmans, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras. Okay, later on that you can see these 4 Varnas are subdivided into smaller caste and jatis. As I told that Brahmans were also categorized in different you can say units or small categories like Chaturvedi Brahman, Divedi Brahman, Rajput categories also, that you can say Kshatriya categories also divided into different units. So in this way you can say at this time that the caste and jati, okay, came in the society. New caste appeared amongst the Brahman. Many tribes and social groups were taken into caste-based society. This already I have told you about this system. Among the Kshatriyas, new Rajput clan became powerful in the 11th-12th centuries, belonged to different lineages, Huans, Chandelas, Chalukyas and others, and many of these clans regarded as Rajput gradually replaced the old rulers, especially in agriculture areas. A developed society was merging. Rulers used their wealth to create powerful. Means that now we can see that in our society that subcaste or you can say jatis were merging in the societies in every category, whether they were Brahman or Kshatriyas, and it was based on their occupations. Okay, means the person, those who involved in any occupations, so that they came under this caste or jatis. Okay, like if any people that means if people involved in pot making, that they were known as the pot maker, kumhar. The people who involved or made the iron tools, they were known as lohar. So means now the caste was based on the occupations of the people. Okay, means the work which they did. Okay, this is there. And now we will discuss about famous tribal communities, that is Gonds. Okay, Gonds, actually this tribal community is found in the central part of India. Okay, and that area was known as Gondwana. Okay, and the main, you can say, feature specialist of this, you can say, that community is there. They practiced shifting cultivation. Okay, and the tribes were divided into, you can say, smaller clans, smaller units. Each clan had its Raja, which are known as Rai also, and the power of Delhi Sultan was declining. A few large Gond kingdom began to dominate the smaller Gond chiefs, and the Akbarnama, a history of Akbar reign, mentions the Gond kingdom of Garhkatanga, that is had 70,000 villages. Yes friends, when there were the, you can see, Delhi Sultanate was there. Delhi Sultan were ruling in the northern part in the Delhi. Okay, and when this Delhi Sultanate declining before the arrival of the Mughal period, so at that time that this Gond community extended their kingdom areas, and the Akbarnama, a book written by Abul Fazl, so that book gave us information about this Gond community. And the area of this Gond community was known as Garhkatanga also, and it was very large area in which around it is said that 70,000 villages were included. And if we talk about the administrative system of the Gond community, so in which that the complete area, or you can say Garhkatanga, was divided into smaller unit. Okay, and in this way that there is you can say groups of 84 villages are there, which were known as Chorasi, and this Chorasi means the group of 84 villages further divided into group of 12, which was known as Bharots. So this was the administrative system of the Gond community. Emergence of the large states changed the nature of the Gond society, and basically equal society gradually got divided into unequal social classes. Already we have discussed about it earlier. There was the equality was there in the tribal communities, but now they also started to expand their kingdom, and some that regarded themselves as the rulers, and some as considered as very low caste, or you can say poor people, slaves. So now inequality also merging in the tribal communities. Brahmins received land grants from the Gond Rajas, became more influenced. The Gond chief wished to be recognized as Rajput. Now they also started, or you can say they also wished to be recognized as ruler, Rajputs. Okay, and for that one example is given that one ruler was there, or chief was the Gond community, that was Amandas. Okay, and the Raja of the Garhkatanga. Okay, and he changed his name or gave the title Sangram Shah. Okay, and his son Dalpat married Princess Durgavati, the daughter of Salbhan, the Chandel Rajput Raja of the Mahoba. Dalpat died early. Okay, this is there. So means now they considered them as the that Rajput rulers. They wanted to become so popular. They wanted to live a life of ruler. So for here one example here, as I told that Amandas considered himself as a ruler and assumed the title of Sangram Shah, and his son name was Dalpat, who married with a Rajput family, the daughter of Raja Salban, that was the Durgavati. Okay, but the Dalpat died early, so at that time Rani Durgavati was capable and starting ruling on behalf of a 5-year-old, and the name of their son is B. Narayan. This is there. So in 1565, the Mughal forces under Azay Khan attacked Grey Katanga. Strong resistance was put by Rani Durgavati. She was defeated, preferred to die rather than surrender. Her son too died fighting. Okay, that when Mughal rulers attacked on this area or the Gond communities on Durgavati, then she fought bravely but defeated and died. Okay, so after the death of the Durgavati, that Grey Katanga or the Gonds community empire declined. Okay, and after that you can see that these Mughal rulers, they took away a large wealth from these communities like wild elephant or coins and many, you can say, precious things found in the forest areas. This is there. Now we will discuss about our next that communities, that was Ahom. Ahom, actually they came in India from the Myanmar, okay, earlier named Burma, from the Brahmaputra valley, and they created a new state by suppressing the older political system of Bhuyans, landlords during the 16th century, annexed the kingdom of Koch-Hausa. Okay, subjugated many other tribes and built a large state, and for this they used firearms as early as the 1530s. So that communities had knowledge of you can say new war techniques. At that time they used cannon, gunpowder also. Okay, that's why this community never defeated completely, but many that you can say rulers, Mughal rulers also attacked on these communities also. Okay, and in which one was there Mir Jumla attacked Ahom kingdom, and despite their brave defense were defeated. Direct Mughal control over the region could not last long. Ahom stayed dependent upon forced labor. Those forced to work for the state were called Pegs. If we talk about the administrative system of the Ahom, so they adopted a forced labor which was known as Peg system. What was this Peg system? Under this system, that every male member between the age of 15 to 50, they had to provide their services to this, you can see, the work of the kingdom or the ruler in the construction time or at the time of war. Okay, so this was known as Peg system, and in return they were given 2 acre that land for cultivation, or they had their, you can say, their right on this land permanently. Each village has to send a number of pigs by rotation. People from heavily populated areas shifted to less populated places. Yes, the home adopted this feature also, that equal population distribution. So the area, the villages where there were more number of people, that they were made to shift in the other places where there are less number. Home clans were thus broken up, and by the first half of the 17th century, administration became quite centralized. All adult males served in the army during the war. This already have discussed about the Peg system. Means they had to provide their services at the time of war also and construction time also. Ahom society divided into clans, which are known as khels, and very few caste artisans. So artisan in the Ahom areas came from the adjoining kingdom. Okay, actually in Ahom kingdom there were you can say less number of artisans were not there. So for that, when there is any constructions work, or for that this type of work, art or craft work, that they brought these artisans from the neighboring areas. Khel controlled several villages. The peasants was given land by these village communities. Even the king could not take it away without the community's consent. I told you when they provided their services, so in return that they got 2 acres land for cultivation, and on that land they had permanent right, and even once the land was given, after that even the king could not take it away without the community's consent. Ahom worshipped their own tribe's god. In early times they adopted Buddhism. As I told, they came from Myanmar, so in that area both religions were there, Buddhism were there. So along with Buddhism, that they worship their own tribal gods also. During the first half of 17th century, influence the Brahmins increased. Now when they came in India, so they adopted Hinduism. Okay, and they came that in the contact of Brahmins, and so temple and Brahmins granted land by the king. In the reign of Singh, Hinduism became the prominent religion of these communities. Ahom kings did not completely give up their traditional belief after adjoining Hinduism. Poets, scholars were given land grants, theatre encouraged, important works Sanskrit translated into local language, historical works known as Puranjis were written first in the Ahom language, Asmi language, and then in Asmis. This is there. So this is about that religion of the Ahom. As I told in the starting, they were the follower of Buddhism. When they came in India, adopted Hinduism, but after that with this Hinduism they followed their traditionals, that cultures or rituals also. Okay, and you can see that one historical book or records are there which give information about these communities that were Buranjis. First this book was written in the Ahom language and later on in the Asmi language. Okay students, yes, now we will have a discussions on the homework solution, in which the question answer which were given. First is there, who were Ahoms? How did they build a large state? Ahom migrated to the Brahmaputra valley from present-day Myanmar in the 13th century. They created a new state by suppressing the older political system of, that is, Buyans. During the 16th century, they annexed the kingdom of Ch-7 and subjugated many other tribes. How do nomadic pastoralists live and earn? Nomadic pastoralists moved over long distances with their animals. They lived on milk and other pastoral products. They also exchanged wool, ghee, etc. with settled agriculturalists for grains, clothes, utensils and other products. They bought and sold these goods as they moved from one place to another, transporting them on their animals. Now question 3. How did the tribes earn their livelihood? Many tribes obtained their livelihood from agriculture. Others were hunter-gatherers and herders. Most often they combined this activity to make full use of the natural resources of the area in which they lived, and some tribes were nomadic and moved from one place to another. A tribal group controlled land and pasture jointly and divided these amongst household according to its own rules. This is there. And now question number 4. Write a brief note on Banjaras. The Banjaras were most important trader nomads. Their caravans were called Tanda. Sultan Alauddin Khalji used the Banjara to transport grain to the city market. Emperor Jahangir wrote in his memoirs that Banjaras carried grains on their bullocks from different areas and sold it in towns. They transported food grains for the Mughals army during military campaigns, and with a large army there could be around 1 lakh bullocks carrying grains. So this is about for today. Okay, and in this way our today's lecture and chapter is completed. Tomorrow we will meet again with the next lecture. Thank you. Have a nice day.